Trumps Money. I am Samantha Banks, the Wife Mommy CEO. So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Wife Mommy CEO and Financial ID. So Wisdom Trumps Money, guys. My name, again, is Samantha. I started my entrepreneurial journey 7 years ago, but not a full 7 years. I was still working a 9 to 5 when I started. I just couldn't do it just anymore. Just clocking in, somebody telling me when I could eat, when I could go to the restroom, just things like that. And most of the time I was getting in trouble because I'm trying to take tax clients on the phone and then not doing what I'm supposed to do, so I'm trying to make sure I answer those phone calls. And then there was just so many signs that was like, you know what, I'm just going to put in my resignation and just continue to go hard. All my goals, I wrote them down. I was like, no, these are my dreams. I wrote them down, and everything I wrote down, I executed. And here I am. I've been in business for 7 years. In the 7 years, 2 years after I started my tax company, I met my husband, Javaris Banks, which was shortly after my mother had passed away. When she passed away, they put her estate on my credit because the life insurance policy did not want to pay the estate. They said that she had pre-existing heart conditions, but my mom didn't speak any English. She didn't even answer the question. So I was like, you know what, I've been doing taxes. I know there's legal loopholes in taxes to, you know, maximize your return and, you know, write a whole bunch of stuff off that will help you. So I was just like, if Uncle Sam has that going on, I know these corporations, like the credit bureau, definitely has that going on. So I started doing some research. I disputed it. It was off my credit. And then I was just like, you know what? I wonder how many other people are going through this. And then in conversation with my husband, he was already doing that for people. So he taught me, like, hey, this is how you can turn it into a business. So now I was able, you know, to partner up with him and build a family, of course. And then here we are, 5 years later. So this is our website right here, financialid.info. The reason we wanted to do this event, guys, is because it's one thing to clear things off of your credit, but if you don't have any education behind it or why we're clearing it off or how to maintain the scores or anything like that, how are you going to keep it there? You know, so that's only half the job is actually clearing it up, maintaining it, but the other is the education portion of it. So before we start, I want everybody to pull out their phones. I want y'all to go to, well, this is right here. You can text START to 404-649-5553, and we will send you some information. We want to keep in touch. So this is our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, so that you can keep in touch. We're always educating people, so I do advise you to follow us. Don't be bougie. I don't want to follow you. We'll follow that, okay? But we're always educating people, and we're always putting tips out there. So it's just, we're always dropping jewels. So I just want you guys to make sure you follow us. And text 404-649. And for those of you watching live, go ahead and text right now. And also you can visit our website at financialid.info. Financialid.info. There you go. So I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Banks. And I thank all you for coming. I thank Solo for being here as well. He is in the 700 Club, ladies. 700 Club. And he's single, y'all. Don't all jump at one time, okay?
Shout out to all the single fellas over 700 on their first score. Shout out to all of them. Welcome, guys. How y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight? Thank you guys for coming and showing up for a very important event to us and our company. My name is Javaris Banks. I'm from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Born and raised. I'm a country boy, so don't let me fool you. I still got callus on my fingers. We do farming and all that other good stuff. We'll talk about that a little later on. Okay? Just to give you all the heads up, for all you all on Facebook that are watching, if you don't know me, I quit corporate America about 6 years ago. I was actually right across the street over here on the second floor with Vocalocity, who was bought out by Vonage Business Solutions. So I had a unique opportunity to see a startup company go from startup to being bought by a big company, and they so happened to be phone service. So, you know, this is one of the things that people don't realize how easy it is to set up your business and get your phone lines ringing, having a phone service provider like I was using. I still use them, Vonage Business Solutions. So we're able to keep our phones ringing. One of the things that really inspired me to get into entrepreneurship, start understanding my finances, is I started seeing what happens to people who don't properly understand their finances. We don't realize we're like literally a paycheck away from being homeless, a lot of us. Like really, really, really close, you know. It starts off before homelessness. Believe it or not, a lot of people are staying in weekly hotels. So if you really want to find out where people are needing help, drive by some of those little weekly motels and you see a lot of babies running around outside. Why? Because mom and dad has an eviction on their credit report and they can't get an apartment. Okay? So the next step from there, when you can't afford the weeklies, is what? Homelessness. Okay? So that's really the mission, is to bring wisdom into our finances. Let's stop playing, blind eye with our finances. Let's get a hold to them. Let's get an understanding of them. Let's build them. Let's grow them. Let's balance them. And on top of that, let's get our credit right. All right? Pretty simple. I'm going to need for you to push a couple slides for me if you can. If not, actually 2.0 can't do it because you got to read. You got it? All right, cool. Perfect. All right, go ahead and go to the next slide. Dean, if you want to come up here with me real quick. All right, so before I get into the lesson, I want to ask you all a question. I have a question for you all. When you heard wisdom trumps money, what was the word that came to your mind? What came to your mind when we found out it was called wisdom? Wisdom trumps money. What did you think?
Being smart is like you well.
Yeah. All right, cool. Anybody else?
Like the money will be there, but the mindset will keep it there.
That's pretty good. Like that. Who else? Anybody else?
Write that down. Write that one down.
Money's not the end all tell all. That's why you say wisdom trumps money.
Wisdom trumps money is not the end all tell all. All right, well, guess what? Y'all was good, but the answer is we was going to Bible study tonight, guys. Believe it or not. The word wisdom comes from the Bible. And I want to show you guys some real wisdom about your money right in the Bible. But everybody gave a great answer. Actually, here's the first one. It's called Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 1, verse 9. Go ahead.
Sirach 1:19. Wisdom rains down skill and knowledge of understanding, standing, and exalts them to honor that holds her fast.
All right. So wisdom rains down skills. Off the rip, guys. So yes, wisdom trumps money, because with skills that are rained down from your wisdom, money is like a byproduct, right? At this point, that's just gravy on top, a little extra, It's nothing special to have money at this point, because you got wisdom and we got skills. So when we think skills, we want to add skills in our lives, okay? And you can always add skills in our lives by actually reading, getting some understanding. Believe it or not, right here in these scriptures, you will find a lot of wisdom alongside in there. Go ahead, go to the next. Let's see what we got next. Wisdom rain down some skill and some understanding.
Proverbs 24:27. Prepare thy work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field, and afterwards build thine house.
Then build my house first?
After the field work.
Okay, all right now.
build your house. So you hear a lot of people today are always talking about wanting to buy a house and getting a mortgage. Everybody wants to buy a house. How many of y'all been working in the field? Alright, so wisdom tells me that we need to get us a field first. What we need to do, we need to prepare thy works without. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a physical field. I'm going to challenge you guys to physically get a field, but let's think internet. Get you a website. Get you an Instagram and a Facebook and get your product or service out. Get something out. Get your field out and get, with the field, we're going to do what? We're going to reap in the field and bring back what we planted in that field. And we'll probably, byproduct will be some money to build your house. Okay? So wisdom trumps money. Let's go to the next one. Y'all ready?
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
So a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Now, it's kind of an interesting segue because when we think of good name, what does a good name mean to you guys?
Brand.
A brand. I like that. What, anybody else? Reputation. I like that too. How can your reputation be worth more than riches?
Credibility.
Your ability to leverage. Excellent. So with a good name, if your name's good enough, someone with a lot more money than I ever worked for, could possibly let me borrow some of that. Think about that. Faster than you could ever accumulate, if somebody already has it, and be like, you know what, your name right over here. Come on, okay? Go ahead.
A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold.
All right. So I know some of us hear songs all the time say, get to this money, money by any means. I'm going to tell you right now, that is wrong, okay? Because if you do something that's going to tarnish your name in the process of getting some money, you're not, you're chasing after silver and gold. Matter of fact, it's even worse. You're chasing after paper dollars. So let's keep on going. Go ahead.
Verse 2, the rich and the poor. Go back one slide.
Press the left arrow.
The rich and the poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. A prudent man foresees the evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life.
By what?
By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life.
Go ahead.
The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
All right. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, when you get ready to borrow them car notes and their mortgage, JP Morgan Chase and them. They will be called tonight. They're going to be them tonight. Okay? They're your masters. That's who the boss is. Okay? Get a late payment, miss a late payment, extra fees. We come to get it. It's ours. You don't own it. Doesn't belong to you. It's not yours. Okay? Let's keep that in our mind. It's not yours until it's completely paid off. Let's go to the next one. Next slide.
Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 8. A land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates.
That's actually 17, verse 17. Pull it up on your phone. Verse 17. It's the wrong verse. Anybody got that? Who got their Bible out?
I got it on my app.
Who got their Bible out? Come on, somebody, help me out. Deuteronomy chapter 8. Verse 17.
Deuteronomy 8 and 17. And thou say in thy heart, my power and my might of mine hand has gotten me this wealth.
Okay, so for any of you all who have been working diligently, you think that the money that you do have, you got it on your own. We want to reconsider. Wisdom tells me to reconsider. If you think you're super guapi and and it's all on your own, okay? All right? Anybody you meet out in the streets going forward that just think they got it going on because they got money up to their ear, just pay close attention.
But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that gives thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he sware unto your fathers, as it is this day.
As it is, 1,000 years ago?
As it is this day.
Okay, as it is this day. So understand that you can be a very simple person, live a very simple life, and your wealth and your position, your power can change very quickly by applying wisdom into your life. Okay, some of the things that you all are writing down, this is wisdom. Okay, there's a verse, believe it or not. Yes, it is a verse in the Bible for what y'all just did on that little piece of paper tonight. Okay, and we're gonna read it. So I want y'all to understand that first, once you get some wisdom, instead of everybody running around, hey, I can snatch all this stuff off your credit report, and then you'll be back again next year because you didn't learn anything from it. Okay, it's one thing to get a reset. It is actually biblical to get a reset. We don't have a slide for it. Deuteronomy 15:1. I want y'all to show that you can start over on your credit according to the Bible. Wisdom trumps money, guys.
Deuteronomy 15:1. At the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release.
You say you want to say that again?
The number 7 means complete.
Completion, all right? Yeah, go ahead. Thou shalt make a release every 7 years. Go ahead.
And this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lends aught unto his neighbor shall release it. He shall not exact it of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called the Lord's release.
So my question to you guys, now I know y'all heard that things fall off your credit report after so long. They're actually quoting the Bible. Okay, the 7 years being released from your debt. Some states it is 7 years. Okay, it is 7 years that these debts tend to fall off. But what we heard about the bailout in 2008. It is okay for you guys to eventually reset at some point. Okay, it's okay that you need to reset and start over. It's when you start over, what are you going to do differently than what you were doing last time? It's going to be my biggest question. Okay, all right. Go ahead and go to the next slide. All right. So for any of you all who do not believe that wisdom, it's a lot. In 2018, it's a lot of different beliefs out here, and I've walked into people all walks of life who don't even believe the Bible is real. But I got something for you too. Hold on.
Proverbs 13:10. Only by pride comes contention, but with the well advised is wisdom.
All right. So what kind of advisors do you guys got in your corners? I want to ask, where do you get your information from? Who's your advisor? Instagram, Facebook. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, we do a lot of live videos in our Facebook group, Financial Idea Associates. We try to map out and study what we're talking about. But it's a lot of influencers and people that you follow that have information that you might have to do a little studying. I'm give you a little hint without keep going in this Bible because we can go forever. We can be in church all night tonight. But advice, I'm going to tell you something. 1 in 1,000, are you going to have anybody that's going to be your advisor? Let me tell you right now, according to the Bible. 1 in 1,000. So there's not going to be too many advisors. Go ahead.
Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathers by labor shall increase.
All right. So we don't want to do wealth by vanity. We don't want to get money by any means necessary. That is not proper information. Okay? There is a way to get wealth and money in your life without harming anybody, lying on anybody, degrading yourself, cheat, anything. There is a way to get money, and it's called wisdom. Go ahead, next slide. Now, this is one of my favorites. Now, how many streams of income should you have? 7? Now, where'd you learn that from? Yeah, everybody's microphone. You heard that from your mama?
Yes.
I wonder where your mama heard that from. Go ahead, Ecclesiastes 11.
Ecclesiastes 11:1. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Give a portion to 7, and also to 8, For thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth.
Hold on. What do you mean Robert Kiyosaki and them? Robert, what's his name? Robert Kiyosaki? Yeah, everybody been talking about you need to have 7 to 8 streams of income. Didn't nobody tell me it was in the Bible. Now, where was that verse in church?
Amen.
Or 8. Or 8. You're not 7 or 8. And then also 8. And did he say cast your bread on the waters? You know, I want y'all really pay attention to the lingo that's in these scriptures. It's old school stuff, it's Old Testament, right? But he said, "Cast your bread on many waters." Go ahead, verse 3.
If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth.
Did the Bible just say he gonna make it rain? Oh, excuse me, man. So the term we use today in 2018, they ain't so new. They ain't very new at all. So he said they empty themselves upon the earth. Go ahead.
And if the tree fall toward the south or toward the north, in the place where the tree falls, there it shall be. He that observes the wind shall not sow, and he that regards the clouds shall not reap.
Hold on. So everybody's standing around watching other people get to work. He who just observing, oh, it look like the wind blowing hard today. Look like Solo and them over there doing another event. It looked like Sam sold another t-shirt. It looked like Urban Eden had some soap over here for y'all. Make sure y'all smell good and fresh. I'm gonna need for y'all to stop regarding the wind. Okay? We ain't gonna just sit back and watch. We ain't gonna keep on observing. You gonna cast your bread on many waters. Go ahead.
Verse 5. As thou knowest not what is the way of the Spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so knowest thou not the works of God who makes all. In the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thine hand. For thou knowest not whether shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good.
All right, y'all see that? So the Bible does give us wisdom to diversify our incomes, multiply how we get our money, multiply how we're planting seeds. I mean, this can be business, this can be personal life. This is just dealing with the people in your lives. Are you planting seeds in the people around you? Good, solid connections with people. These things will reap and come out, and you know, you're gonna look up and your credit ain't gonna be an issue. Ain't that right, Solo? Go ahead. Good. Now this is the sheet. This is why you have that sheet in front of you guys.
If I may. This book of Sirach that we're talking about, this is in the original Bible. There was an original print, 1611, and it was revised in 1928, and this book was removed from it. That's just a side note. All right. Sirach 42:7. Deliver all things in number and weight, and put all in writing that thou givest out or receivest in.
All right. What is this called in 2018? Come on, wait.
You said what?
What do you call this in 2018? Give me an app.
QuickBooks.
Thank you. QuickBooks. God told you to get QuickBooks 3,000 years ago. All right? Yeah, you can do a regular piece of pen and paper. You can do that. Okay? You want to be able to write down everything. We don't need to be eyeballing anything. We need to put it on the scale. All right? Write down everything that goes in and comes out.
Why?
Well, first of all, you can find out you're spending too much money in the wrong places. Okay? We also can lower our tax liabilities if we keep an eye out on what we're spending a lot of money on throughout the year. This goes for personal and business. How many of you guys own a business or a so-called entrepreneur in here? All right. So guess what? I'm gonna get y'all, put y'all hands down. How many of y'all is a person with a bank account? Raise your hand. All of you guys are businesses. Everybody in here is a business. treat your personal finance like a business. You are the business. You're it. Guess what happens? You got regular people who started off tracking their personal finances that get a bright idea from the curator who raised down skill. Y'all remember what verse that was, right? The skill come down, and then before you know it, you got some big numbers in front of you. Okay? And then before you know it, you're a business owner. Okay? So it's a good habit to have it now. Watch just a little bit, I promise you. All right? I played a game called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow. Y'all can grab it. It's a really good game. The sheet you're using is part of the game. I can kick your butt with a janitor versus the plane, the pilot. Why? Because my overhead is higher as someone who flies planes. Okay? Versus the guy with the janitor, the little smaller numbers. If I write them down, keep up. It's a lot easier for the janitor to quit his job than the doctor. Okay? So write down everything that goes in and comes out. QuickBooks is a great example. Go ahead.
Next slide. All right. Oh, let me do that. All right.
So now we're getting our books. You know what, guys? It's perfect timing because that's the accountant walking in. Can you go back one slide? Kadima, throw your hands up. That guy right there, Kadima, Shalom. He embodies Sirach 42:7. This is his verse right here, okay? This is our accountant that handles everything, and Samantha does the taxes. And if you notice, what does your tax professional do for you at the beginning of the year? They balance all your books that you didn't keep out.
Yes.
They go through everything that you didn't keep for the year and charge you a fee. You need to start learning how to keep a little bit of this. All right, we go to the next slide again. Now, once you start finding wisely and prying into your monthly income, your weekly and monthly expenses, you're going to find out that you're going to want to start putting a little money somewhere, right? You probably going to have a little bit better credit, okay? I notice a lot of people are taught that credit is a bad thing here in the States for ignorance. Out of ignorance, it's just taught, don't mess with that credit stuff, just use cash. How many times you heard that? Just use cash. Yeah, so what you have, I want you all to see now, it is righteous to use credit. Y'all ready? See what Jesus got to say.
Jesus right.
Matthew 25:14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1.
So somebody got a $5,000 credit card, the other one got a $3,000 credit card, and the other one got a $1,000 credit card. Y'all ready?
To every man according to his several ability.
Hold on. According to his credit score.
And straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents.
Okay. So right off the rip, some people use credit just to go buy and consume things. Wisdom tells me that you need to learn how to use this to make some money. So now off the rip, if you're just working a 9 to 5 and you got good credit, you got access to credit, I challenge you to become an investor. I challenge you to figure out how to create streams of income. Okay, go ahead.
17. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants come, and reckons with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents.
Next slide.
Behold, I have gained beside them 5 also. 21. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou to the joy of the Lord.
All right, so what happens is, guys, when you get a loan from the bank and you pay it back on time, eventually they give you a bigger line of credit. All right, you see the goal, right? All right, the Bible tells us to pay our bills on time and bring the money back.
Verse 22. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, Thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant.
Hold on now. First of all, what's his problem? What's his first service? What's his last service problem, guys? What was his problem? Who? He was slave, lazy. What else? What else?
Lack of wisdom.
What else? He was scared. Get your scared butt up out of here. Scary. Some of y'all don't put y'all bread on many water 7 to 8 ways that you're scared to lose your money. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers.
Hold on. Now this is a segue. A lot of people been asking about cryptocurrencies and different currencies and different forms and means. How do we make more money in 2018? How do I grow what I do have, what little I have? Do I get Bitcoin? Do I get Ripple? I'm going to tell you right now, the lazy one with 1 talent was getting cussed out for not even trying. Okay? So that's going to be a wise advice. You're going to start trying to find something to double the money. All right? Double the investment. It doesn't have to be money. All right? Go ahead.
27. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers. And then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which has 10 talents.
You say the repo man was going to come?
Yes.
We're going to take what he gave. Go ahead.
29. For unto every one that has shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that has not shall be taken away even that which he has. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
All right. So while you weeping and gnashing of teeth, while you get the 400% lenders at this point because you didn't do nothing with the little bit that you did get. So some of you do get the little $300 secured card and you don't do nothing with it. You spend it up real quick. So we need to be figuring out how we're going to double our money, how we're going to bring back the investment that we have access to. Go ahead, next slide. Next slide. One more. And again. We're going to come back to that. Boom. We stop right there. Now, questions. I got any questions so far? Do y'all have any rebuttals for Wisdom Trumps Money? No rebuttals. Anybody on Facebook, any rebuttals for Wisdom Trumps Money? All right, cool. Silence is acquiescence. Now, I want to go over into this next spot, but before we start here, I want to introduce someone to you. His name is Craig. He's helped us. He actually teaches people inside this room right here a couple nights, like once a week. Craig, what days do you teach? Tuesdays and Thursdays. Craig goes over cryptocurrencies. I'm going to have him go ahead and talk to you about the exchangers. Let's answer some questions about what we do with these cryptos. It's not just Bitcoin. It's not just Ripple. It's not just Litecoin. It's all of them. Craig, please, welcome. Guys, give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Javon. So today I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about cryptos, what exactly cryptocurrencies are. If you look in your wallet, you have plastic cards. We no longer deal with money. We no longer deal with things of value. We deal with magic money every day. The thing about cryptos is it is actually worth more than the fiat dollars that you have in your pocket. The reason why is because you can physically, tangibly own it. A lot of people don't understand that cryptocurrencies are basically just smart contracts. And once we understand what contracts are, which is your dollars, your bank accounts, your jobs, sorry, your oh, that's loud, your job, your marriage is a contract, your partnerships. So the things that we concentrate on, we like to call bills. Paying into bills, mortgage payment, light bills, relationships, doesn't really matter. We're always concentrating on paying these bills more so than designing a life. And this is the only real estate that you can own. Once people start getting on board with cryptocurrencies, because they're here to stay. So the best thing you could possibly do right now is get into cryptocurrencies. The reason why I say this is because you can get in now, rock bottom prices, or you can wait later, so everything starts escalating. Now, a lot of questions people ask me is, well, what is this Bitcoin? How come it went up to $19,000 and now it's back down to 10? And I gotta need that board. Hold on a second, sorry.
You don't need the board?
I got to grab this. You want to just turn it and do it from here?
Yeah, they just said they're pretty much.
Sorry about that. So let's see, you know what? Let me just see.
Yeah, for the video, let's take it up.
Yeah. No, I got it. Everybody see this? This one? Okay. Excuse me 1 second. So you might want to write this stuff down, okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is something that everybody is talking about right now, and it's called Bitcoin. And then the second thing we're going to talk about is what other people are talking about, which is Ripple. Okay, these are two very different animals, okay? Bitcoin is decentralized. Ripple is centralized. Meaning that this is bankers, and this is peer-to-peer, with no intermediary. Now here's the thing, I can send you Bitcoin. I'm going to use Bitcoin as an example just because everybody's listening to Bitcoin, right? If I send you Bitcoin, it's going to move through the blockchain, and it's going to cost some money to move it there, and right now, because everybody's into Bitcoin, it moves so slow and it costs a lot of money to move. One of the things that is creating the value is the peer-to-peer. We don't need intermediaries anymore. We don't need central banks, right? Right now, Bitcoin has straight numbers, 16 million Bitcoin already mined. It's already like 16,800,000, whatever it is. With this, 21 million is going to be totally mined, which means there is a finite number that are going to be printed, okay? Problem with Ripple is 38 billion, okay? It's the reason why Ripple is $1.38, and Bitcoin right now is 11,400. Now, I listen to people all the time say, well, I don't have the money to get into Bitcoin, but you can get into Bitcoin for $100. You don't have to purchase a full coin. People are jumping on Ripple because mainstream media is telling you that Ripple is the end all. Now, my point is, why would anybody want to invest in something that's centralized when we call it cryptocurrencies, when this is decentralized? Following? Any questions?
And your bank is
I like that. I like that look. It was like,
the banks are centralized.
banks are centralized, right? So they're using the centralized system, and we have this decentralized system. So if we're gonna pay for, like, what we were talking about at the beginning of the year, was people going to Bitcoin and using that as a payment. But what's happening right now, being that the value of Bitcoin is going through the roof, Bitcoin is going to be used as a means of buying houses, cars, large ticket items. Okay? In the future, and you got to remember this, we're going to be utilizing something called Litecoin. Litecoin moves 4 times faster, it's a hell of a lot cheaper, okay? And there's 4 times the amount that is in circulation now compared to Bitcoin. Which means Litecoin right now at $185 should be 1/4 the price of Bitcoin. That's just a free tip just because you're here. But I know stretching your imagination, use any of this as financial advice. Does anybody have any questions on it? I just see a lot of blank stares.
I guess, even though I hear you using these terms, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ripple, I'm still, this is what exactly you're talking about.
Okay. They are currencies. They're cryptocurrencies. Okay, it means they're encrypted. Sorry, I'm just getting this. They're encrypted. So what you have in your purse, okay, is all plastic. We don't even deal with money anymore, unless we're a farmer, because that's the money that we deal with, bartering, commodities. The cryptocurrencies from your bank, they're centralized, meaning that the bank is the intermediary. With peer-to-peer, there is no intermediary. It's just me sending you cryptocurrency through our phones. So, for the first time in human history, we all have the same value all over the world. I don't have to go to Uganda or Japan. I don't have to buy their currencies, okay? I don't have to trade my dollars in to purchase their currencies. All I have to do is take fiat, buy crypto. Fiat is dollars, right? Buy crypto. What I want to show you tonight is how to turn that into money. Money is a commodity. Gold, silver, rice, okay? I've started transacting with farmers last year, and it was just basically a swipe from the phone to pick up my groceries. Once the farmer figured that out, he understood that was the seed for the new economy. What we're talking about tonight with Javaris and Dean is this paradigm. We are switching into another paradigm. It's going to happen tomorrow, probably not. It's going to happen next year, 2 years, probably. Because we're already starting to see it. Sir, if you don't mind me asking, I'm not picking on you. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
62.
Okay. In your 62 years, have you seen us go from what we considered money, right? Dollars actually backed by something. Then 71, it converted it into just more paper. Now, we don't have any paper, we just have plastic. This is the new way of conducting business.
They used to say cash is king.
Yeah, well, cash is trash.
Right.
And now you gotta lug it around.
Right.
Now you just gotta swipe something with my phone. Right? So, here's the deal. There's no more questions on Bitcoin or Ripple. No? We go from fiat to crypto to money. How do we do that? Well, first with a good credit. A lot of people don't understand that you need good credit to even open up a bank account nowadays, right? The biggest challenge that people have, okay, is understanding that all of the stuff that I'm talking about is smart contracts, okay? Which means that going through the blockchain, we have this equation. I'll use that as an example, okay? This is one wallet, this is another wallet, e-wallet. Okay? So if I'm going to send something to Mr. Quinton, I'm going to send it, and it's very easy because it's on your phone, it's on apps, it's on the exchanges. I'm going to send it from this right here to this right here. encrypted, right? It's what banks do nowadays anyway. The thing is, you don't know what's in here, which is that smart contract. So nobody knows what anybody's sending. Well, the reason why we do that is because we're decentralized, which means there is no intermediary, okay? And whatever is in this contract, nobody can open it unless they have the private keys. So you have public and private keys. There's levels of encryption, two-factor authentication utilized for your phone. This stuff is, what you're doing is creating your own bank. Now, I'll give you a story from me. I've done publicity summits where I've actually had mainstream media tell me that I would never be on any of their shows because I teach people how to become a bank. The reason why I do that is because there's no financial literacy in this world. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, convention centers and hotels, preaching financial literacy through real estate, note creation, and it all fell on deaf ears. The reason why? It's because there's no financial literacy in this world. Why do we need a FICO score to determine what our insurance is going to be, or whether or not we're going to get a good job? Right? Soon, your FICO score is going to be based off of everything that you do in public on social media.
Wow.
Who you hang out with is going to determine your FICO score. So now, not getting away from what these gentlemen do, I'm just talking about the future. There's a company called SALT, okay? SALT is going to revolutionize banking. The reason why it's going to revolutionize banking is because you're no longer going to need a FICO score. You need a token to participate in SALT, okay? All these coins and tokens that people talk about, all it is you have a possession of something, an actual tangible commodity, on an e-wallet, okay, that you're going to need to participate in these companies' technology, because that's all this stuff is. Technology comes to the internet. A lot of people are afraid because they really don't understand the technologies. So what I tell people is, look at the technologies and the companies that you're interested in. There's ICOs popping, initial coin offerings popping up all over the place. Okay? 9 out of 10 of them are garbage. They're just people trying to promote their business. It's like the new GoFundMe. It's all through ICOs. What I tell people all the time is to look at the white papers on these companies. And it's going to give you a prospectus just like in the stock market. The problem is, everybody that's in the stock market for the most part are bought in pools. They don't have stock certificates. Right? So your 401k, your pension plan, and all of this stuff. It's in a centralized system, okay? And it's not really backed by anything other than a derivative market that's ready to burst. It's in the quadrillions. So you have to start getting with these gentlemen and start understanding what your finances are all about. Because I'm telling you right now, everything is going to crypto. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You might as well jump on board now, then later. Because some of these prices, you can get things, technologies that are less than a penny, that are going to dollars. Is that a common occurrence? No, but it happens every day. We see 400%, 500%, 600% growth in one day. Is it guaranteed? No, because on the end of that, on the back side of that, you can lose 1,500%. Called the Wild West for the reason there is no regulations now. So all this stuff that's coming about needs some kind of harnessing. Yeah, I gotta rein all of this stuff in because there's multi-millionaires being created every day off of cryptos. Now, one of the things that I want to tell you about is how to look at the market supply and market cap. And these are going to be two very important things for you to look at. The reason why is what we discussed before with Ripple being 38 billion pieces of coin, token, whatever Ripple is. I don't even follow Ripple because it's bankers, they're centralized. Bitcoin, like I said before, the max is going to be 21 million. So there's a finite number. They can't print anymore, they can't mine anymore. So if you look at the math, 21 million, okay, times 8 billion people on planet Earth, the numbers start getting crazy. Is it going to go to $100,000? Probably. Do I think it's gonna be next week? No. There's a lot of things that are going on in the world right now. There's a lot of factors being played into it. People are asking, why did the market just crash? Well, bankers are jumping on board with their short positions and long positions. Friday, you might see a crash in the Bitcoin industry just because the shorts are big. But on the other side, the longs are due as well, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Guys, follow, there's a lot of lost faces here. But it's just like,
It's a lot.
it is a lot, it's a lot to take in, okay? So all I'm doing here is planting seeds. Just research this stuff for yourself. Understand it. This is not going away. I've been doing this a really long time in finance. This isn't going away anytime soon. Because they can't stop it. They gotta shut down the internet like they do in some countries. Right? So what we're doing now is we're just educating people on what smart contracts are. Because I'm telling you, everything that you do in this world is based off a contract. So you might as well start getting smart with your contracts and understanding that financial literacy is going to be built into these e-wallets and algorithms. Yes?
What is the difference between this and an app that
What's the difference between this
and
and an
an app?
app?
The numbers, letters, the equation that you brought up there,
Uh-huh.
you said that that's one wallet, and the one below it is another wallet. What I'm seeing is a username and another username.
But it's not based off your social security number, your date of birth, or your name.
Right.
It's based off of the app. So you might have Airbits on your phone. You might have Mycelium on your phone. Okay? Where you could actually walk up to a Bitcoin ATM, scan a QR code, feed the beast cash, and you'll get Bitcoin in exchange.
So I think what you're saying when you say it's decentralized. The centralized version of this is they're banking on how much output you as a person would put out. What is your value as a person based off your life expectancy? You being a male or a female, your social, where you're from. This is how much revenue you're going to produce in a lifetime. That's what makes the US dollar go up and down. This is based off the performance of an app versus you, your person. So it's private.
Well, exactly. It's based off of what we declare it as, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because if I want to send money to you, currency to you, I'm going to send it to you in Bitcoin. Anywhere in the world, you're going to go to a regular ATM, right? Because you still use these things called BitPay visas, because Visa and MasterCard is still in existence. So you can take this cryptocurrency, convert it to cash of any country in the world's currency. So you can just go anywhere in the world with this little BitPay visa, right? And just take the currency out and enjoy your life. Everything I'm telling you about is a taxable event, right? So everything is from the IRS. And you have to get with these gentlemen to understand the IRS is, because in the long run, it becomes theirs if you don't do it right.
I have a question.
Sure.
So as this is a global way of currency, right?
Yep.
And speaking of that, which is the IRS, since it's decentralized, what are the current regulations, if there are any, in monitoring the users or the wallets that are currently invested in this type of currency? Is it
Zero.
more so just, so
It's
it's
the
not
Wild West.
regulated, but then on top of that, then what are the, in your perspective, because I've seen a lot of news about it too, so what is your perspective of some of the faults that it's currently facing, other than, of course, growing astronomically in numbers and how much you can basically buy a coin for it. But once it reaches that maximum, what do you see as some of the faults where those who basically not involved or don't have the currency will become kind of like the new, will this become the new way of life as we, like competitors that can come into the game and basically provide lower rates for their like doing the same system.
Okay, so no, it's not. It's two entirely different systems. Okay? What a lot of companies are going to be doing is going to be taking their toxic debt, okay, and dumping it into these coins and tokens. Right? They're going to have these pre-ICOs. And basically anybody that's involved is going to get these coins and tokens at a cheap value. Then once it hits mainstream as an ICO, Like, let's say, it's gonna cost 4 cents. When it goes for an ICO, it's gonna be 10 cents. As soon as it hits an exchange, what I've seen is the prices plummet. The exchange is where you can actually buy it, right? Binance, Bittrex, Cryptopia, exchanges are popping up all over the place. And now a lot of people are getting discouraged because everybody wants to get rich quick now, okay? Nobody wants to learn a new language, and the new language is cryptocurrencies. It's cryptocurrency, blockchain, and Bitcoin, 3 separate, entirely different things.